Hello, welcome back. It's been over a year. I stand by the statement that I'm not a YouTuber, but quarantine has me so bored. I keep ordering ridiculous amount of food again, except we upgraded. It's not Taco Bell anymore. It's like a healthy Mexican restaurant, and most of this food is vegan. It's all vegan, except up, and I got cheese in it. So now I can't even title it vegan mukbang. I probably still will. I have so much food, and I'm really excited to eat it. But anyways, the topic we're gonna discuss today is gonna be my stalker. I mentioned him a year ago. I got vegan beef, okay, and I'm vegetarian. So I don't really get to have beef. I have beef with people, but I don't get to have beef and food, so I'm mad excited for this. Fire! Oh, I'm not gonna expose this boy's name. So in the previous video, I mentioned that I was dating on and off this dude named Landon. Fire! We're gonna call homeboy Beamer, because he drove a Beamer with street pipes on it. So I met Beamer because he was Landon's friend. I've only met Beamer a couple of times, we hung out and played basketball one time. This corn is so good. Landon and I end up breaking up for the 7th time. And Beamer slides into my DMs. And he wants to go hang out and get dinner. But then Landon turned out to be just a dick. There's hot sauce on my nose. So I go to get dinner with Beamer. And we start hanging out. And he is telling me that he really likes me. He liked me this whole time. And he hated Landon because he wanted to be with me, and he felt like I should do so much better than Landon. I'm still in love with Landon, so I'm like, alright, Beamer boy, whatever, slow down. And he's really nice to me, so we keep hanging out, and I keep telling him that I'm not gonna date him. This was all happening over spring break last year. So for that whole week, every day, I would go to Beamer's in the morning, sometimes I'd crash there, and we start partying really hard. Consuming substances. Beamer starts blowing all his money on these substances. So he keeps overdrawing his bank account, whatever, picking up a lot of, substances. He becomes really close with this dealer. To the point, during that 8 days, he ends up having the dealer and the dealer's girlfriend stay at his apartment. I go over there in the mornings, we party, I leave at night, I come back the next morning. It's spring break, what else am I gonna do? And then Beamer gets progressively more and more aggressive about being interested in me. I'm so full and I have 3 more bowls to go. And telling me that he could really fall in love with me and he sees me as a long-term thing. And I'm still in love with Landon because I'm just dude, probably not, to be honest. And one night he goes to drop me off at my own place. In the car we're just sitting and talking and he's like, hey, you know what, I can't keep hanging out with you. Clearly you're not into me the way I'm into you. And I don't think we can just be friends. And he's super respectful, super nice. And I'm like, alright, Beamer, I get it. He drops me off, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna hear from this guy again. Not for a while anyway. This is where I'm wrong. He blows up my phone, and he keeps calling and calling. And the first time I pick up, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's yelling at me, so I hang up, and he's calling, and he's texting me so much. It was getting to the point where I did not have enough time on my phone to go into the contacts to block his number because he was calling and calling nonstop every second. I'm getting heated. I'm angrily eating this burrito. This is vegan chicken and vegan beef, you guys. Ooh, what if I throw some of this corn in here? I think that sounds like a power move. I'm gonna do it. Ooh, guacamole. Looks like real chicken. Tastes vegan, for sure, but it's still really good. So that gets out of hand, and at one point I do end up blocking his number. It takes a small 7-second break between calling me, so I succeed in blocking his number. And then he starts calling me on Instagram and on Snapchat. And I block those accounts. And then he starts making new accounts to talk to me, and I keep blocking those, and my phone was constantly just buzzing. Every account that got blocked There was a new one created. I had to switch everything to private. And Beamer Boy stopped texting me for about a day. This corn is so good. The dealer's girlfriend ended up borrowing Beamer Boy's car. He had two. He had the Beamer, and then he had another car. And she's using it to do Postmates to make some money. So then Beamer loses it. Like, completely just loses it. And he kicks them out, and he's yelling at them, and he's like, I can't believe you guys let me on, and you made me think I had a shot with Dita, and now she won't even talk to me, and she blocked my number, and it's all your fault. And he kicks them out. But he lets Homegirl keep borrowing the car, and they actually work out a payment plan that they're going to pay him, I don't know, bi-weekly or monthly or something, and then sign the car over to their name. And then fast forward 3 days, he's still attempting to contact me. He starts texting my college roommate at the time, asking where I am and what I'm doing. And he ends up actually reporting that car stolen. This is not something I was involved in very much, so I don't know if he actually tried to get the car back or if this was completely out of nowhere. But I'm hanging out, we're gonna call her Susie, and we stop by my parents' house. So we're at my mom's house, and we find out this is all going on, so we call the cops. So we're talking to the police at this point, and we're like, hey, we're literally 5 minutes away from where he lives. We can drop off the car, we can drop it off at the station. We didn't know it was reported stolen. And then the cops freak out, and they're like, stay exactly where you are, we're coming to you, we'll figure this out. So they come there, and we're talking to them, and they're taking our statements, and they, like, put us, like, far from each other to make sure that, like, you know, each one of us is giving, like, their own version of the statement. And then they start asking me how I know the guy. And I tell them everything that's going on, and I show them screenshots of my call log and the messages. And they were just like, oh, that changes things. As long as you give us the car back right now, you ladies are not going to get in trouble, because clearly the guy's a lunatic. And we're just like, okay, thank you, officer, that's great. Grand theft charge, avoid it, love it. He starts driving by my dorm room, and he starts doing really loud burnouts, like right under my window, like in the middle of the night. And also, like, he low-key kind of admitted to it too. After that, he makes another Instagram account, and I didn't know this was him, because he didn't try to message me on it. I'm editing right now, and I forgot to mention that my favorite song at the time was called Canoga Park. I liked it a lot. I made him play it on repeat every time we hung out. I really enjoyed that song. And I look at the account, and it seems completely normal. Except every picture posted, the location says Canoga Park. So I put in my Instagram bio, Canoga's dead. And he starts communicating with me via Instagram bios. And this went on for a couple of days, until I stopped replying because it was getting insane. And I asked him to leave me alone, and he doesn't. He keeps making these accounts. I proceed to get a restraining order, and they told me at the courthouse the restraining order was not gonna be effective, like, until to him by a police officer. But at that point, he had already calmed down a little bit. He wasn't stalking me. I decided to just not serve it. I had it just in case it got out of hand again. If it got crazy again, I was gonna serve it. But then I didn't. Fast forward a couple of weeks, I end up in the hospital for a little bit. I'm in the hospital for a week, ballpark. Anyway, so while I'm just recovering from being at the hospital, I'm staying at my mom's house. And I hear from a mutual friend that my roommate, who's no longer talking to me, is seeing someone, and that she lost her virginity to them. I just try to figure out who it is, and I can't. And I tell Landon that I heard that my roommate lost her virginity. Fast forward a couple of weeks, we hear from Landon's friend, that's also friends with Beamer, that Beamer is seeing someone, and that Beamer got into DUI, and he crashed his BMW. So I do a little bit of online stalking, and I figure out that Beamer is the guy that took my roommate's virginity. Okay, update 2.0, I forgot to mention that my roommate has told our mutual friends that she lost her virginity to a guy that got a DUI. And this is so bizarre to me, because my roommate was there when he was stalking me. My roommate went to court with me. She sat there in the witness stand while I gave my statement and got my restraining order. Fast forward until about a month ago, I put on my story, like, hit me up for tutoring, hit me up for homework help. And somebody slides up, and I'm talking to them, and they seem completely reasonable and actually interested in, you know, paying me for my services. And then the conversation gets weird, and this account is talking to me about, like, drugs, and I'm like, Beamer? And he goes like, yeah. So we start talking, and he tries to video call me, and I decline a few times, then he keeps trying, so I pick up, because why not? Come hang out with me. You're still so hot. I want to see you so bad. Like, aggressively, nonstop. So I just stopped replying at this point. And I don't blog the guy, because I know that if he really wants to reach out, he'll reach out through a different account. He stops texting me. And then I go through the chat, and I see that he has, unsent all of his messages. So the chat just looks like my messages. Except, like, he couldn't delete the video call notification. Or he tried to call me, like, 4 times. So I let that go too, and I don't try to reach out to him. I get a random DM from, like, a puppy account. Pictures of puppies, and it's super cute, and it's just, hey, what's up? And then I'm like, who is this? And then this account says, wait, was I not messaging you from this account? And I'm like, Beamer. And then we're texting for a little bit. I stop replying, and he keeps texting me, so I video call him. And I'm like, dude, what do you want? Like, it's been a year. I'm not that pretty. Like, move on, Bubba. Like, there's way more stalkable girls out there. And then he declines my call. And he texts me, like, I'm sorry. And I'm just like, what are you sorry for? Just leave me alone. It's fine. And he goes like, okay, I guess I'll stop. And then he did. And I haven't heard from him since. But it's also been less than a week. So, stay tuned. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye, Skinny Legends.